Thank you for joining us on this episode of Sports Bets for Free. My name is Scott Jenkins, your host, just a local sports bettor here in Phoenix, Arizona. And hopefully today with our bets and your bets, it's going to be another profitable day for you. NFL Week 15, Sunday and Monday games. We're going to hit it all. We've got a full slate of games going on as everybody is back for the 4-week dash to the playoffs. Weeks 15, 16, 17, and 18. No buys for anybody. So let's get started with a fun-filled day of NFL games. We got the 1 o'clock Eastern games. We'll get started with Chiefs and Browns in Cleveland. Chiefs favored by 4. The way the records look, they should be favored by 13, but the way the Chiefs have been playing and scavenging by everybody, the line is 4. And this one, Jameis Winston has been playing pretty well for the Browns, and the Chiefs offensively have struggled. Defensively, they definitely have some injuries in the back part of that defense that have made it a little tough as well. But we'll give you the plays we've got in this one. We do like the Chiefs first -0.5 first quarter, -2.5 first half, -4 for the game. Mahomes over 247.5 pass yards and over 35.5 pass attempts. They should have to probably throw the ball quite a bit, I'm assuming, to move it against that Browns defense. Winston to throw a pick. What a shocker that is, right? Jameis Winston for an interception. And you can throw right now on the Chiefs. That's the easiest way to move the ball against that defense. So Jerry Jeudy, 70-plus receiving yards. We're also going to sprinkle a little bit on Jerry Jeudy to have a monster at over 100 receiving yards as well. Next game up, Commanders, Saints. So Jay Kaner sounds like he's going to play. Commanders on the road in New Orleans. We were going to take the Commanders probably at this number regardless if Carr's the quarterback or not, because he's the most overpaid quarterback in the league besides Daniel Jones on that one as well. Saints are getting 7.5 at home, 43.5 total. How many times can we say Commanders? And when you get tired of pushing the button, betting them, play Commanders again. But Commanders -0.5 first quarter, -4 in the first half, -7.5 for the game. Brian Robinson Jr., we expect to have a big one, over 76.5 rush yards, an anytime touchdown. Jaden Daniels, who's been running the ball less and less every game, under 7.5 rush attempts. Jay Kaner to throw a pick. Terry McLaurin for 5+ receptions in that game there. Next game up. Let's see, we got the Bengals and the Titans. Cincinnati traveling to Nashville to face Will Levis in the Mayo Bowl. And that one, Cincinnati 5.5-point favorite in Nashville, 46.5 total. Burrow, if it wouldn't have been for his team this year, would definitely be on his way to winning his first MVP. Unfortunately, that's probably not going to come into place because the rest of the team has been, well, let's say, Jamar Chase has been good. Hendricks has been good. The rest of the team's been hot garbage. Chase Brown hasn't been bad as their primary running back. He should have been there at the start of the season, but for some reason wasn't. But let's give you the plays in this one. Bengals -0.5 first quarter, 3 first half. The lines moved from 4.5 to 5.5 as well. We did grab that at 4.5. Burrow, 269+ passing yards. Burrow, 38+ pass attempts. Burrow, 3+ passing touchdowns. We're also going to play Will Levis to throw a pick. Shocker there, I know, for all of you out there. Calvin Ridley, 5+ receptions, 63+ receiving yards. Jamar Chase, 90+ receiving yards. Tony Pollard, under 67.5 rush yards, as we expect Tennessee to have to throw quite a bit more than they want to in this one. Next game up, the most lopsided game maybe of the season. Ravens, Giants. Ravens, best offense probably out there, one of the best. Defense leaves a little something to be desired. Tommy DeVito is supposed to be the QB for the Giants. The Baltimore's laying 16.5 on the road. Anybody want to take the Giants? I guess that's a bunch of crickets out there, right? Nobody wants the Giants at 16.5. I don't know if anybody would want the Giants at 21. They're god-awful. They allow a lot of running as well. We expect to see that in this game here. Quite a few bets for us here. Let's give you those. A lot of player props. Lamar Jackson, 2+ passing touchdowns. Derrick Henry, over 103+ rushing yards. Derrick Henry, 21+ rush attempts. Derrick Henry, 21+ yards, longest rush. We're also going to sprinkle a little bit on Derrick Henry for 150-plus rush yards. We think he gets back on track. They should be able to run the ball down their throat the whole damn game if they want to. But you know the Ravens, they'll throw it a couple times, and Lamar will either get picked off and keep this game close, or he's going to throw a couple passing touchdowns like we anticipate. Next game up, Dolphins and Texans, one of the most interesting games on the board. Dolphins have played a lot better, obviously, since Tua came back. Texans have struggled, especially offensive line-wise, up the middle. Nico Collins has been fabulous after coming back from the IR. He's been really good. Stroud's been solid, and the defense for the Texans, one of their strengths as well. Texans favored by 3, 45.5 total. That line has moved from 2.5 to 3. But we like the Texans -0.5 in the first quarter, -1.5 first half, -2.5 for the game. Devon Achane, anytime touchdown. I thought this was the value is huge there. I thought this would be -150, 160. Instead, we're getting this at like -110. Tua, 264 plus passing yards. Tua, 2+ passing touchdowns. Joe Mixon, anytime touchdown. Now, I understand it was juicy at some spots. We did grab this around -185. Realistically, I thought this thing would be closer to -300. So I think we're getting a lot of value actually at the -185. Nico, 7+ receptions and over 88.5 receiving yards for the star wide receiver from the Texans. Next game up, we're still in that 11 o'clock window. Cowboys-Panthers in Carolina. Carolina actually a 3-point favorite, 42.5 total in this one. How bad have the Cowboys sunk when they're on the road and they're a 3-point dog to the Panthers? More injuries. Overshawn obviously out for the season for the Cowboys. Cooper Rush going to be a quarterback. The Panthers should have won last week against the Eagles. Didn't pull that one out, but here's one thing that we do know. The Eagles are quite a bit better than the Cowboys. We expect the Panthers to actually win this game and go away. The lines moved from 2.5 to 3. We're still comfortable at the 3 number. Panthers -0.5 first quarter, -1.5 first half, -2.5 for the game. Chuba Hubbard, anytime touchdown, over 18.5 rush attempts and over 81.5 rush yards. Ever since Cooper Rush showed up, though, the Cowboys have found a run game. So Dowdle over 17.5 rush attempts and over 83.5 rush yards. Adam Thielen, who's come back to prominence for the Panthers, 5+ receptions and 51+ receiving yards in that one. Next game up, and the last game at the 1 o'clock Eastern window, Jets-Jags. You have to be an absolute degenerate to want to watch this dumbass game. Let's just be honest here. Jets are a 3-point favorite on the road at the Jags. No Trevor Lawrence. We get Mac Jones again. What's there to say about this one? The worst performing team in the league, known as the New York Jets, and one of the worst teams to watch as they're offensively challenged. Defense hasn't been bad in the Jaguars here. This game here, we have a few plays, but honestly, I don't know how we came up with those. Mac Jones to throw a pick. Garrett Wilson, 59+ receiving yards. Braylon Allen, under 51.5 rush yards. Now we get into that 4 o'clock Eastern window time frame. We're going to start off with a game we really like quite a bit. Patriots, Cardinals in Glendale, Arizona. Patriots getting 6 on the road, 46.5 total. Everybody was Cardinals or this. They're going to win the division. Guess what? They've shit the bed and lost 3 straight. Patriots have played pretty well. I'm not going to say they've been world beaters as they've not been winning a ton of games. Drake May's played great. For the limited weapons that they have offensively and defensively, I've been really excited to see what the future is going to hold for the Patriots. +2.5 first quarter, +3.5 first half, 6.5 for the game. Drake May, we expect to have a big game. We're going to take him over 225.5 passing yards, also 30+ rushing yards. Hunter Henry, who's been fantastic, 5+ receptions, 44+ receiving yards. And we're also going to throw a Drake May anytime touchdown in there, as we were getting 3.5 to 1 on our money on that one as well. Next game up, 4 o'clock Eastern time frame window. Broncos at home facing the Colts. Anthony Richardson and the Colts against Mr. Bo Nix and the Broncos. What do we expect here? Not a lot of scoring. Defense for the Broncos has been fantastic pretty much all season long, except maybe against the elite teams. The Colts, on the other hand, week 1 against the Texans, they got shredded. But since then, they've been keeping them in ball games. 4.5 points, like I said, is Broncos. 43.5 total. And give us the under here as the numbers came down from 44.5. Colts Broncos under 7.5 first quarter, 22.5 first half, 44.5 for the game. Anthony Richardson interception. Josh Downs under 53.5 receiving yards. Jonathan Taylor, not Josh, 20 plus rush attempts. We're also going to take a flyer on Patrick Surtain to catch that pick from Anthony Richardson in that one as well. Next game up, probably the game of the day. There's 2 games that are probably the game of the day, right? And they're both at this time frame window. Steelers at the Eagles, Battle of Pennsylvania. Eagles favored by 5.5 at home, total of 43. It sounds like no George Pickens one more time. And if you saw that offense last week with Russell Wilson and nor George Pickens, how the hell did they score any points? It was butt ugly. Eagles defense a lot better than what the Steelers faced last week with the Browns. We expect the Eagles to come out. If they can actually score in the first half, or first quarter, that would be wonderful. Eagles -0.5 first quarter, 3 first half, 5.5 for the game, or 5.5 for the game. Jalen Hurts, anytime touchdown. All we need is a tush push for that one, right? Russell Wilson under 200 passing yards. Saquon Barkley, 98 plus rush yards. Saquon Barkley will also sprinkle a little bit on 150 plus. I know the stats say that Pittsburgh has a good rush defense, but that's because they've been ahead in every game and people have had to throw the ball quite a bit. Also give us Russell Wilson to throw a pick and Saquon Barkley 20 plus rush attempts. And the second game of the day, Bills, Lions in Detroit. Bills come off of that, defeat against the Rams, where the Rams, it was a track meet and the Bills lost. Couldn't stop anybody, scored all the time. This one should be probably pretty similar. The total on this game is one of the highest we've seen in the NFL so far this season at 54.5. We love the Lions here. They have been absolutely dominant in the first quarter, first half. If you don't want to play them for the game, please play them first quarter and first half. So Lions -0.5 first quarter, -0.5 first half, 2.5 for the game. Montgomery, 14 plus rush attempts, 56 plus rush yards. Shakir for the Bills, 56 plus receiving yards. Jameson Williams, 4 plus catches and 51 plus receiving yards in that one there. Next game up, Chargers Bucks. So we had 2 games of the day, and then we get Chargers Bucks. That's fun stuff, isn't it? Yeah. Anyway, Chargers at home, SoFi Stadium, 2.5 point favorite. 45 total in this one here. We like the under. I don't expect to see a lot of scoring, period. Obviously, no J.K. Dobbins for the Chargers. Bucks, not that they offensively struggle, but Baker is still throwing picks all over the place. And then we got the Chargers offense that's really struggled to score as of late, except for field goals. So Chargers Bucks under 8.5 first quarter, 22.5 first half, 45.5 for the game. Baker Mayfield to throw a pick. Gus Edwards under 40.5 rush yards and under 11.5 yards longest rush. Justin Herbert under 1.5 passing touchdowns. Mike Evans under 22.5 yards longest reception, as we expect the Chargers to keep everything in front of them and Evans not to have a bust out reception. And then we get to the Sunday night game. It's 8:20 Eastern time. Packers at the Seahawks. One of the most interesting games on the board. Due to the fact the Seahawks have been hot, Green Bay's really good, folks. Jordan Love seems to figure out if I don't throw picks, we win a lot of games. In that one there, they came up short against Detroit, but made that thing tight all the way through. We like the Packers in this spot on Sunday Night Football, as I think this win streak is a little bit everybody convinced that Seattle's good again when they're not really that great. Packers -0.5 first quarter, -0.5 first half, 2.5 for the game. Jordan Love, 239 plus passing yards. Tucker Kraft, 34 plus receiving yards. Then a bunch of Josh Jacobs, 19 plus rush attempts, 15 plus yards longest rush. 73 plus rushing yards for Josh Jacobs. Monday night game, we have a doubleheader. Games within 15 minutes of each other, but still a doubleheader for Monday night. Bears, Vikings. So we've seen the Bears over the last few weeks. Could they be any worse? Vikings at home have been really tough as well. Vikings are favored by 6.5, 44 total. We expect to see more Vikings here, more Vikings. Like I said, they've been really good at home. Vikings minus 1.5 first quarter, 3.5 first half, 6.5 for the game. Also a reminder, I don't believe the Bears have won a game on the road. Sam Darnold over 245.5 pass yards. Justin Jefferson, 82 plus receiving yards. Caleb Williams to throw a pick. And Keenan Allen under 50.5 receiving yards. And the last game for Monday night, Falcons and the Raiders. This line has taken off just a little bit here. Falcons 5.5 point favorite. So we have a road dog, home dog, Monday night in the Las Vegas Raiders. 44.5 total. I'll be really honest with you. The way the Falcons have played, I don't know how they can be favored against anybody. I wouldn't have them favored against a college team right now. So we're going to take the points with the Raiders. Raiders plus 1.5 first quarter, 3.5 first half, and 4 for the game. So you can get it at 5.5 now as this thing has moved. Kirk Cousins to throw a pick as he has done the last 4 weeks. Jacoby Myers over 62.5 receiving yards. And Darnell, Mr. Mooney for 4 plus receptions. All right, so we just went through a ton of bets. How do we get a chance to take a look at all those bets? No problem at all. We've got them posted in multiple spots online, TikTok and YouTube channel pages, as well at the end of every episode on YouTube. The link is docs.google.com/spreadsheet, bunch of stuff behind it. Click on that link, then go to the football 24-25 tab. Scroll down to NFL Week 15. You'll be able to see all the bets we made, what juice we got those at, how many units we wagered, what book we placed them at, then obviously the result once everything's finished up. So make sure you check that out. There's over 100 wagers for this NFL week. So keep up. You're definitely going to need to take a look at the Google Sheets. Also, do you like the content that you're seeing here and would like to see some more? We'd love to have you along for the ride. All you need to do is hit follow or subscribe, depending on the social media platform you're watching us on, and we'll show up in your follower subscriptions tab. Private Discord channel is available for all of you out there as well. A few dollars per month, cheaper than Netflix, and figure out how to make some money at this sports wagering thing. All you need to do is subscribe to us through TikTok at Sports Bets for free. Pick your package, then we will send you the Discord link, and that'll get you in for all the bets. Get these early. So, like, for example, everybody on the Discord channel has had these for about a day before we get this out here for this NFL Sunday and Monday. Also, promo bonus bets to give away from our partners to you at fantasy sites, sports books, online casinos. You can also find that link on our YouTube and TikTok channel pages at Sports Bets for Free. It's bit.ly/sportsbetsforfree-BH. Click on that link. It'll automatically default to the state that you're in and show you all the available offers that we have for you. We do appreciate everybody's support as always, and we look forward to seeing you on the next episode.